everybody? It's Blake Jennings, B&K Sports Lounge. So today I'm going to give you my Week 3 NFL picks. Last week I went 9-7 with a 56 win-loss percent. As you guys know, I say this in my last video. Last year I was 72%. Every year I want to get better. It's always the goal, is to always get better, to bring you. You know, if I tell you guys I'm going to bring you the best football news, I'm going to bring you the best football news. So I've got a lot of ground to make up, and I'm going to get it done this week. That's my commitment to you guys, okay? So, picks this week. Let's go ahead and get it started tonight. The New York Giants at Carolina. This is tough because Carolina is so up and down. It's not even funny. And the Giants can be at times too. In the regular season, there has been no question the New York Giants are inconsistent, which is why every time they're winning these Super Bowls, they're sneaking in with that 5th, 6th spot in the playoffs, with that 5th or 6th seed. So, in the regular season, which Giants team are we going to see? Which Carolina team are we going to see? Both teams came off emotional wins last week. Giants, of course, fourth quarter magic is basically what they pulled off. Carolina, big win as well. I'm going to go the Giants. I will go the Giants in this game just because I feel like they are the better team. And so the Giants over Carolina. St. Louis at Chicago. Last week, my upset pick of the week, I picked St. Louis to beat Washington. I was the only YouTuber that I did see pick that game correct. St. Louis is going to be a good football team this year. They're going to be good. They're a solid football team, but good enough to beat Chicago. In Chicago, no. Chicago. Buffalo at Cleveland. Buffalo started off this year, got blown away by the Jets, and last week they just completely picked apart the Kansas City Chiefs. Cleveland, same problems as last year. Defense does fairly well. Offense can't produce. Although I think last week they put up at like 27 against Cincinnati, which is good for Cleveland's offense. But let's make no mistake about it. With Richardson, without him, Cleveland's offense struggles. Gotta go Buffalo. Tampa Bay at Dallas. Dallas, what happened last week? I mean, losing to Seattle. But Tampa Bay coming off an emotional loss. What I've seen from Tampa Bay this year is this is a tough, hard-nosed football team and that's just the way that they've been coached. They're going to buckle up and they're going to play, but are they going to beat Dallas in Dallas? No. Dallas. New York Jets at Miami. Miami came off a pretty huge win. If Miami's going to win any games this year, it's going to have to be against those teams that they have a chance at beating, which they had a chance to beat Oakland. Oakland is not a good team, even though most people did not see it happening. They did. But the Jets are a lot better than Oakland. Miami has no chance of beating New York, so the Jets. San Francisco at Minnesota, easy. San Fran. Kansas City at New Orleans. This is very surprising because both these teams have started out 0-2 this year. And the Kansas City Chiefs, I picked them to win their division, the AFC West. In New Orleans, I did pick Atlanta to win that NFC South division. But at the same time, I also see New Orleans being a great football team this year. Even with all the off-the-field issues they had going into the season, all the controversy, I still think that, and I still do, but I thought they were still going to win a lot of games this year. Both teams, slow starts. They're both starting out 0-2. It's easy for me. New Orleans, they're at home. New Orleans is a very difficult place to go in and win, so New Orleans. Cincinnati at Washington. I'm going to go Washington. They lost against the Rams last week. I think they're going to pull it together. RG3. Cincinnati's defense is usually pretty solid, so we'll see how he does. Detroit, Tennessee. Detroit. Detroit's just more talented. Jacksonville, Indianapolis, two of the not so great teams in the NFL, but I feel like Indianapolis is the better of the worst. So I'm going to go Indianapolis. Philadelphia, Arizona battle the unbeatens. And Arizona, what a shock. I mean, seriously, to me. I picked them to be one of the worst teams going into this year. In preseason, they proved me right. It looks horrible in preseason. Horrible. And they come out in the regular season and they're winning. And they're beating the New England Patriots. I mean, it ain't like they're just beating nobodies. So, but to me, Arizona's not, yeah, they've got off to a great start, 2-0, but eventually they're going to start losing. So what better week than this week against the Philadelphia Eagles? Mike Vick. Atlanta at San Diego, easy. Atlanta, they might be a top 5 bare minimum team, maybe a top 3, and San Diego's just not on that level. Just keeping it real. Houston at Denver. Houston, again, same thing for Atlanta. They may be a top 5, top 3 team. I think a top 3 for sure, but that could be debatable. Top 5, no way. And as good as Denver looked week 1, they're just not beating Houston Texans. Pittsburgh at Oakland. Pittsburgh, easy, no explanation. New England at Baltimore. I'm going to go New England. They came off a tough loss last week. Bill Belichick, although it did happen last year, this did the same thing. He did lose 2 in a row last year. But Bill Belichick is one of the best coaches in the NFL history of coming off of a loss. So I definitely think that, and then New England, for some odd reason, they always just have Baltimore's number. They just always have. So I'm going to go New England. Green Bay at Seattle Monday night. Green Bay, easy. This is Blake Jennings. This concludes Week 3 NFL picks. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. And please, enjoy some football this weekend, alright? I'm out. Holla at your boy.